Hi everyone, my name is Marla, this is my husband Steve, and we are Fassler Garden. We are brand new to this whole YouTube experience, to the whole YouTube thing. So we just wanted to take a couple of minutes and introduce ourselves and tell you why we're here.
So our video is mostly going to be about gardening because most of our friends and family have seen things we've been posting over the years. Some of the vegetables we've been doing, some of the gardening we've been doing. And they keep telling us, you guys need to get on YouTube, you need to make more videos, you need to show other people what you're doing. And there's tons of gardening videos out there, tons of amazing people that we watch all the time that we've gotten a lot of tips from. So we thought, what the heck, we'll try it, we'll get it out there. Mostly to educate, maybe, mostly just to share, because gardening is it's a hobby, it's a passion, it's a love. There's a lot of benefits to it for your physical health, for just the delicious food that you can produce that is just infinitely better than anything you can buy at a grocery store. There are farmers markets, local gardeners, that you can get some really quality food all throughout the country. I recommend always going to farmers markets if you want excellent produce, or learn to grow your own.
Or stop by those little carts that are at the end of people's driveways. Little carts. So we started in 2009. Small little plot in a rented lot. The soil was clay. It was solid clay.
The worst soil for gardening.
So we just wanted to share our experiences with people, because no matter where you live or what your situation is, you can always grow something. Even if it's just one tomato plant, one pepper plant, and make salsa with it.
Absolutely.
Or, toss it in your salad. So we started in 2009, and I've always kept a journal for the garden. And I don't know what made me begin doing that, maybe because I've just always kept journals, but I just want to read the very first entry to the very first garden we ever had in 2009. It says, "It has been a cool, wet summer. Beautiful sunrises in our backyard, birds singing, sounds of the wetlands at the bottom of the hill, fireflies at night like stars floating in the woods. It's beautiful. Our garden began poorly. Soil's not rich, but sand and clay. Size is all right, but we'll expand next year. Crammed a bunch in and waited. Not big, not lush and green like Nana Donna's, but it was full of surprises. Mounds of sod cut away for our garden proved perfect for gourds and zooks, so we'll create more mounds for next year. Perennial garden is doing okay. Must amend soil more."
So that first garden, the soil was clay, nothing but clay, and it was a lot of physical work to do a garden. And I guess that's the thing is educating. People have asked me over the years, how do I get a gardening? How do I get into it? How do I do it? Where do I put it? Soil is key, sunlight and water. Those three things are where you're going to get your soil, where you're going to get your garden really going. But the most important is the soil. So the clay we had there at that garden, we had to physically dig down and remove. I went down about probably 20 to 24 inches.
And what did you dig that clay out with?
Elbow grease and a shovel. I just have to have my shovel with me, by the way. We'll get into that later. That's another story. But soil is very important. That first garden we had, it was very humble. I had to actually chip the clay down about 24 inches. We used concrete blocks as a border to then elevate about 6 to 8 inches above the soil. Mm-hmm. And then I filled the entire thing with compost and soil that I had to bring in wheelbarrow at a time. We put some manure in there to first get it going.
From
leaves.
A horse farm we got.
Yep, we got some free horse manure and topsoil, some leaf mulch, and mixed that all in, and that was our first garden. Yep. And it took a while to amend it.
Every year you build on that soil. Every year you notice what's working, what's not working, why. You do a little research. Soil health is key, and I can't even tell you how much I have learned just by watching bugs, birds, and the butterflies, like
the worms,
the bugs, man.
Yeah,
I have learned so much about
gardening is a lot more
bugs
than just growing the plants. It's learning just about nature in general, and kind of getting your hands and whole being and essence back into the natural rhythm of the earth. Plants, growing things, bugs, water, the sunlight, everything is vitally important. It's pretty simple, but it is complicated. It's kind of a paradox. But you can start small, and that's the thing I guess we always tell everybody who asks us about gardening. How do you do this? How are you making all these amazing vegetables in your tiny little garden? And it's things we've learned over time.
Yep.
We've both been gardening.
I really got into companion planting when
That
we
is
were
a
doing
big
the
thing.
square foot
Yep.
gardening because our space was really limited. And so it was really interesting when we moved into this house and our space expanded and got really
Dramatically
big
expanded.
dramatically, that my mindset was still in square foot gardening. And so now we use so many different principles from so many different
Raised
ways
beds,
of gardens.
trellising.
It's not all
Yeah.
just one way to do it. So we work with the different parts of our yard with what's going to work best
Right.
there. And you know, we learn something new every year.
Absolutely.
So we just wanted to take you on this journey with us so you can learn from our mistakes, so you a lot of mistakes, learn from our successes, and hopefully we get some positive feedback from others in the community and what works for you and what doesn't, different ideas, different
Yep.
you know.
As we go to, some of the videos we'll reference other people that we've learned a lot from. That's the thing too. Gardening it's not just for you personally, it's a community. There's a whole family of people all across the world that are very much into still producing high quality food with their own hands from the soil and kind of getting back to the permaculture nature. That's another term you can look up later, but the whole nature of things working together in harmony, nature, without obviously our gardening and our farming is obviously organic. Beyond organic is what I call it, and what you'll hear also on other websites. Gardening organic is a designation by the government for the amount of pesticides and
We don't use
chemicals
any.
that are used, that are allowed to be in food. Even organic food has some herbicides, chemicals, petroleum-based fertilizers. What we're doing is beyond organic. It is what our grandparents, though, used to just call food that they grew in their garden without anything else, because they couldn't afford it. They couldn't afford fancy chemicals. They couldn't afford fancy bug killers. And they grew lots of different things. And they had flower gardens, and they had bees, and they had birds, and they added all the debris from their kitchen scraps and leaves into their garden to grow more food for themselves. And it was a very simple system that people used to do for hundreds and hundreds of years. And we're really just getting back to that, and we're just reminding people that that's how you actually are supposed to be growing food. You don't need petroleum-based chemicals. You don't need bug killers. You want bugs. Balance is gardening. Everything is about a balance. For every negative bug, there's a positive bug that can help you control
And
that negative
there have
bug.
to be bad bugs to attract the good bugs.
Absolutely.
And
The
then
tomato
and if you
hornworm.
just let it go,
Unbelievable.
it'll balance itself. So
Yep.
so last year I found the tomato hornworms after the wasps had found
Everybody
them.
knows about
I didn't
tomato
even know
hornworms, right? Those
that
big
we had the
green-
tomato hornworms until I noticed the eggs from the wasp. Didn't notice anything gone from the tomatoes, but the tomato hornworm turns into a beautiful moth.
It really does. It's a
It
beautiful
does.
moth, but they will destroy your tomatoes.
Right. I tried to raise one. Remember
I know,
that?
I do. You put it into a jar and tried to feed it like a pet. Yes,
A tomato
she was
hornworm.
raising a tomato hornworm as a pet.
If only you saw the moth. It's
and
so
the
beautiful.
cool parasitic wasp eggs all hanging on the thing and slowly devouring it like aliens, and then the parasitic wasps destroy the rest of the hormones.
If you decide to subscribe
So
to our
many tangents.
channel and like our videos, I promise you,
many
you'll get a
pictures.
lot of good bug action, because I really
Lot of bug
love watching the
action.
bugs.
We have some
but
very
still,
close-up shots of
yes.
bugs, like
And you'll
really
see-
intense bug shots.
And you'll see our journey here. So within this video, within this introductory video, I'm going to be putting pictures from the beginning, catching you up till now, because we did start in 2009, so we have a lot of catching
Doing a
up
lot
to do.
of stuff.
And,
This is a boring video. All the rest of the videos will be green, have flowers in it.
you can look forward to A Word from Steve, which are very educational tutorials almost on how to do something, what to do. Now, we are by no means experts. We just have the experience of trial and error behind us. A lot of books, a lot of reading, a lot of videos.
I'm going to reference a lot of people that I really respect and have really read and listened to and watched on YouTube, and books I've read over the years. That's the thing about gardening. Don't reinvent the wheel. It's all out there, all the
Yep.
information out there, and really don't seem like it doesn't have to be very complicated. I can't stress this enough. Our biggest thing that we want to do with this YouTube channel, and I think a lot of other gardeners and farmers out there is to make the normal person think that they can do it.
Yeah,
You can do it.
you can
It
do it.
isn't that much work. It's a
No.
little bit of work, but it can be small as you want. You can just have a couple plants in your bed right outside your front door.
Could be a patio, could be an herb
just
garden.
start
could
small. The key is you can grow food in your lawn and around your home, no matter how small of an area it is. Even if something like a balcony on pots, you can do some amazing things with container gardening. Anywhere that you can get a little patch of sunlight and a little bit of water, you can grow some really amazing high quality food. And that's what we really want to stress.
Yep.
Is it's very simple. It can be as small or as large as you want to scale it up to. The big thing is balance and kind of learning from other people who have been there and done that. Again,
Yep.
we're not experts, but we've been doing this for on and off for many years, and have learned trial and error from multiple people. So we want to kind of keep that word going to other people
so
too.
join us if you want. There's no pressure. Subscribe, hit the like button, and follow us on our journey. Again, I'm Marla. This is Steve. And we're Fassler Garden.